Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Monday, April 28th, 2014 meeting of the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. We have a full quorum this morning. All three commissioners are present. And if it seems like we're starting a little late, we aren't, because we weren't supposed to be this far behind until Wednesday. So we're right up to speed. So we will begin with the flag salute. Commissioner Schulte, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move that we approve the minutes of April 21st, 2014.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded. Are there any changes, additions, deletions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have no one signed up for public comment, so we'll begin with employee recognition this morning. It's kind of sprung on me at the last minute this morning. We have an individual who has been with the county for an extended number of years, 22 years of service to Lewis County, and we are asking that he come forward and receive recognition for retirement with distinction of 22 years of service to Lewis County. Jerry Bland, your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps and for all who join us in saying, job extremely well done. Our best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. So if you would come forward, Jerry.
You have to look happy.
Must be on film. Congratulations.
Bill, I think you're up.
Are we going to split those proclamations up?
Yeah, let's do. We'll take them separately.
I'll move to approve the proclamation proclaiming month as National Missing and Exploited Children's Month.
Second. Need a second.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Fund, will you read that in the record, please?
Before the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington, proclamation, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, National Missing Children's Month. Whereas Lewis County E911 Communications is committed to the safety of everyone in Lewis County, and especially focused on the safety of children. And whereas 93% of teens ages 12 to 17 go online, 1 in 25 children ages 10 to 17 receive an online sexual solicitation where the solicitor tried to make offline contact. Whereas the internet has become a primary tool for sexually exploiting children, NCMEC received congressional authorization to establish the Cyber Tip Line, which provides a centralized mechanism for the public and electronic service providers to report suspected child sexual exploitation, which can often involve multiple jurisdictions. And whereas during the 2012, the Cyber Tip Line received 1,734,492 reports of suspected child pornography and other child sexual exploitation crimes. By far, the largest number of reports concern incidents of possession, manufacture and/or distribution of child pornography, which represents 93% of the total reports in 2012. And now, therefore, be it resolved that in partnership with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and its collaborative organizations, the Lewis County Board of Commissioners proclaims the month of May 2014 as National Missing and Exploited Children's Month in Lewis County. Now, therefore, be it further resolved that Lewis County urges the participation of local governments, law enforcement, and communities in the protection and education about child sexual exploitation and abduction, and in ways to respond and seek help from law enforcement, social services, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Done in open session this 28th day of April 2014, Board of Lewis County Commissioners.
Thank you. Would anyone from that group like to speak this morning to that?
Good morning and thank you. Lewis County 911 is partnered with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children so that we may help prevent and better respond to events concerning the exploitation and abduction of children. Part of our partnership goal is to make the citizens of Lewis County partners in prevention as well. We believe this is best done through education of the public and our first responders so that we can get the fastest and most efficient response possible should exploitation or abduction of a child occur. Our focus this year highlights the dramatic increase in cases of sexual exploitation of children since the 1990s and how we can decrease that number. The internet is used for many positive activities. However, children also face some serious risks, such as online predators, cyberbullying, and consequences from revealing too much personal information. Youth may encounter these risks during common online activities like school research, chatting with friends, or updating their social networking pages. An important part of keeping children safer online is teaching them about risks and how to make responsible decisions. As parents and caregivers, there are many tools and resources out there to help you minimize these risks and become more aware of what to look for. Lewis County 911 will be hosting an event on Saturday, May 10th at the Chehalis Library. The public is encouraged to stop by any time between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. We will have staff on site providing free child ID kits and ongoing informational video presentations. Please join us to make kids safer. And thank you for your support.
Craig, would you state your name? I don't think you did at the first.
I'm sorry?
State your name and your...
Craig Larson, I'm the 911 manager.
Thank you. We need to get that on the record. Thank you. There's the proclamation. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And the second proclamation, I need a motion.
I move that we proclaim April 28th through May 3rd, 2014 as Lewis County Bar and Legal Aid Week in Lewis County.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Commissioner Fund?
Okay.
I guess you're going to read it.
Okay.
You want me to?
Before the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington proclamation celebrating the 25th anniversary of Lewis County Bar Legal Aid. Whereas each year, thousands of low-income women and men in Washington, hundreds of whom live in Lewis County, find themselves confronted with civil legal problems and cannot afford to hire an attorney. Whereas 25 years ago, forward-thinking members of the Lewis County Bar Association created the Lewis County Bar Legal Aid as a way to begin to meet some of the civil legal needs our low-income neighbors have experienced. And whereas, despite the many hours Lewis County attorneys and legal aid staff spend giving free legal help to low-income individuals through the Lewis County Bar Legal Aid, statewide, more than 9 of every 10 low-income persons facing civil legal problems do not get the help they need. And whereas the Lewis County Bar Legal Aid is committed to continuing and increasing its pro bono attorney efforts to solve the civil legal needs of our low-income neighbors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners do commend the Lewis County Bar Legal Aid for its invaluable volunteer contribution to our county citizens. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners do congratulate the Lewis County Bar Legal Aid on its 25th anniversary. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners do hereby proclaim April 28th through May 3rd, 2014 as Lewis County Bar Legal Aid Week in Lewis County, done in open session this 28th day of April 2014. Lewis County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you. Would a representative like to speak to that? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Groberg, and I am a local attorney in Chehalis, and I am also a board member at Lewis County Bar Legal Aid. Thank you for having us this morning. At Lewis County Bar Legal Aid, we are celebrating our 25th year of providing these civil legal services to the low-income residents of our county. We provide our clients with information and assistance to obtain long-term solutions and stability for their families. We do serve all of Lewis County, and we offer a variety of services depending on need and financial eligibility. For many types of cases, for those who aren't familiar with our services, we do create packets of mandatory court forms that must be completed, and those are available for purchase. But we also offer facilitation services, where a staff member will assist a client in completing the paperwork in a proper manner. And of course, we connect clients with local attorneys in very many ways. We do referrals through our Attorney Connection program. We do clinics at least once per week for those who qualify, give people an opportunity to have a consultation with a local attorney and pro bono representation as well. Last year, we served over 3,000 families in Lewis County, and the time of 28 local attorneys equated to an in-kind donation of over $144,000 to our organization. In addition to the very small income we receive from our packet sales and facilitation, we're funded through the Legal Foundation of Washington and United Way Lewis County grants, donations, and fundraising. And we do want to let everyone know that our primary fundraiser is our annual luncheon. It's scheduled for this Friday, May 2nd, from noon to 1:30 at the Veterans Memorial Museum. We are celebrating, and I emphasize that term, celebrating our 25th anniversary of providing these services to our residents. We're going to have some fabulous items, and everyone in the public is welcome to come, so we'd encourage you to attend, and thank you again.
Jennifer?
Thank you.
How does someone get in touch with Legal Aid?
You are welcome to contact our office. It's located right on Chehalis Avenue, between next to HRN. I don't believe there's anything on the other side at this point in time. But the phone number is 748-0430. And if anyone were to have any questions, you're of course welcome to contact me. I work at Mano, McCarrick, or Parato, 748-6641. Thank you.
Yeah, the last time I went to that, they drafted me as the auctioneer, so. Reluctant to go back. Any further comment on that proclamation? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the notice agenda, 2 items, resolution number 14, TAC 129, and 14130.
Second.
Mr. Elsty.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey here to speak to those 2 items. Item number 3, call for bids for the 2014 countywide hot mix asphalt project and 2014 countywide miscellaneous safety and guardrail project. Bids are due to the clerk of the board by 11 a.m. on Tuesday, May 14th, 2014. This is resolution number 14-129. And this is calling for sealed bids for hot mix asphalt and guardrail to improve 3.41 miles of P.L. McDonald Road.
Okay, so the asphalt and the guardrail is all one project?
I'm sorry?
All one project, it's bid as
Yes.
one project?
It is. There's just a little bit of asphalt, guardrail as we connect to the bridge at the end of the project.
Okay.
Item number 4 is a notice of hearing regarding the proposed extension of a franchise to Puget Sound Energy for construction, operation, and maintenance of water lines for the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Plant. Hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. on Monday, May 19th, 2014, on or after 10 a.m. This is resolution number 14-130. This is a 49-year franchise that has just expired, and we're extending it until the end of the year so that we can negotiate terms with PSE, Puget Sound Energy. This board has ensured that when we do franchises in the future, they will only be for 5 years. The statute says that we can have franchises for up to 50 years, but what this board has recognized is that times change and the requirements of the franchises change over the years. We are in the process of negotiating the terms on the franchise that's 49 years old.
But we're still only going for the 5 years?
I'm sorry?
We're still only going for 5 years?
That's correct. We will only go for 5
And
years.
have we discussed this with PSC so they kind of know what we're hitting them with?
They know exactly what we're doing. They requested the extension so that we can negotiate the terms.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on those two items? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Notice agenda is passed.
I move that we approve the consent agenda items 5 through 13, resolution number 14-1 through 139.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. The first item is the approval of warrants for payment. This week, we're approving 245 regular warrants in the amount of $933,578.68.
Good morning, Danette York, Director of Public Health and Social Services, speaking to item number 6, resolution number 14-132. This is approving a professional services contract with Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties. We will serve as the recipient of the 2014-2015 Community Development Block Grant Public Services Grant, and we will subcontract the services out with the Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties. The contract will be for July 1st, 2014 through June 30th of 2015. This will only be available once we have received the contract from the Department of Commerce. So we receive it from the state. The total will be $98,945. Once we receive that from the state, we will then subcontract $95,945 to CAC. $3,000 of the total will be retained by Lewis County to cover administrative cost.
So this is the third or fourth step in this process?
This is the third time you've seen me concerning this issue. You will actually see me a fourth here in a few minutes to hold the public hearing for this as well.
Then that's going to be it this year?
No, you will see me one more time after that to accept the grant once we have
Yes, I
received
forgot that part.
Community Development Block Grant, jump through many hoops.
I think the board should get a couple $1,000s of the $3,000 for the process, for dealing with the process. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Becky Sisson, Budget Fiscal Services, speaking to item number 7 and 8 on the agenda. Item number 7, Resolution 14-133, will close the $200 petty cash account for Vader Water System. Fund 623 is held in the fiscal office and used to make change for water customers. As of May 1st, Fund 623 will no longer account for the financial activities related to the Vader Water System, and expenditures will now be paid from the new Fund 420. Item number 8, Resolution 14134, will open a petty cash account in the amount of $300 for the Vader Water System Utility Fund 420, and this will also be held in the fiscal office, used for the same purpose of making change. There was an addition of $100 because the $200 wasn't sufficient for what they needed.
Good morning. Delane Coleman, Human Resources. Speaking to item number 9, Resolution 14-135. This is a revision to the Lewis County Employee Handbook. The Lewis County Employee Handbook was last revised October 4th, 2010. There have been some changes in federal and state laws with respect to employment issues. We have expanded some definitions of policies that were not mentioned in the previous handbook. Included in this revision is a small laundry list of additions, removals, and modifications. Demotions procedures have been clarified to distinguish between voluntary versus performance. Clarification on return to work for jury duty. Clarification of the funeral leave bereavement leave provision, FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act, with a 12-month rolling calendar language addition. Clarification of vacation leave transfer and FMLA enrollment. We've included general clause for legal reference. Use of any paid time off usage. Removed the phrase immediate family from the entire document. Addition under workers' comp about return to work and temporary duty. Clarification of a COBRA admin fees. Clarification on tuition reimbursement. Specifically, the college must be regionally accredited, and a conversion from quarter to a semester provision has been added. Also, the addition of a personal recording policy. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Archie Smith. I'm here to present item number 10, resolution number 14-136, approving updates and modifications to the Family Medical Leave Act policy. Basically, the last revision to the Lewis County Family Medical Leave policy was made in February 2002. In 2009, there were some major changes. Those changes were made in the employee handbook, but they did not see its way into the attachments because we had not went through those. This update also addresses those changes, and it also addresses the issues that have just recently arisen within a recent Ninth Circuit court case. So basically, we have added the military exigency leave, the military caregiver leave provisions to it, and we've placed into policy our past practice for enrollment that is employer-mandated enrollment.
Morning, Commissioners. Tim Ellsey, Public Works Director, speaking to items number 11, 12, and 13 on your consent agenda. Item number 11 is resolution number 14-137, amending the Rural Arterial Program Project Agreement for Construction Proposal CRP 1937, and this is the King Road Rehabilitation Project. This amendment will add language to the existing project agreement that revises the project limits from milepost 8.41 to 10.5 to milepost 8.34 to 10.54, and the project length from 2.14 miles to 2.20 miles, and this has been approved by the County Road Administration Board last Thursday. This amendment extends the project limits to allow for the realignment of Boisfort-Winlock Road where it intersects with King Road. Current intersection alignment is a skewed angle and does not meet American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials design standards. By moving the beginning milepost of the project to 8.34, it allows the intersection alignment to be constructed at the desired design of 90 degrees.
How long has this project been on the books?
This was originally submitted in 2003. And it has received an extension at the county's request after the 2007 flood, and has also received an extension at the County Road Administration Board's request in 2008.
And it will be done this year?
It will be constructed this year, that's correct.
And Tim, this contract has already been bid, correct, or not?
Yes.
So this is going to be a change order on that contract?
No, it doesn't change the contract. It was bid with this change in it. So this is just getting the approval.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, and then speaking to item number 12, which is resolution number 14-138, selection of the consultant for the 2014 to 2016 on-call structural engineering services. I think you'll remember that we keep an on-call structural engineer on contract to help us mainly with bridge structural engineering issues. And in the next 2 years, well, the last 2 years, we had Exeltech on board as our structural engineering consultant. This 2-year biennium will go to Berger ABAM. And there's a structural engineering services contract not to exceed $300,000 that will be completed by December 31st, 2016. I mentioned to you that there's a new bridge rating requirement, the notional load rating requirement for a new class of vehicles. So this will allow us to ensure that we get 30 bridges load rated by 2017, December 31st, 2017. And finally, resolution number 14-139, that's bid award for the material purchase for the Highway 603 stabilization project. Call for bid was made on March 31st, 2014. The project has been advertised in the East County Journal and the Daily Journal of Commerce. This will allow us to purchase about 9,500 feet of pipe for the Highway 603 construction project, and we will award the project to H.D. Fowler in the amount of $173,111.92.
Is that the only bid on that project?
Yes, that was the only bid. Thank you.
That concludes the summaries of the consent agenda. Are there any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have 2 hearings this morning. Oh, gee, it's the
Long
CDBG
time no
girl.
see.
Process for hearings is our usual structure. We'll have a staff report led by Danette York in this case, and then a time for questions and answers, and then actual hearing for people to testify for, against, or neutral on the subject. So, Danette, the ballgame is yours.
Okay. Again, Danette York, Director of Public Health and Social Services. This public hearing is for the purpose of reviewing community development and housing needs, informing citizens of the availability of funds and the eligibility uses of those funds from the State Public Services Community Development Block Grant, and receiving comments on proposed activities, particularly from lower-income persons residing in Lewis County. The hearing notice was published on April 16, 2014 in the East County Journal and on April 17, 2014 in the Chronicle. There are Community Development Block Grant Program handouts available at the front of the room on the baluster. They are a fact sheet and the citizen participation requirement form. They are both available in English and Spanish, and the public is welcome to take one. More will be made available if there are not enough. Lewis County has submitted an application to be recipient of the 2014 Community Development Block Grant Public Services Grant. The total grant award is for $98,945, and of that total, $3,000 will be retained by Lewis County to cover administrative costs. Lewis County will then subcontract with the Lewis Mason Thurston Community Action Council for the remaining $95,945. Funds from this Community Development Block Grant Public Services Grant will be used to provide services for low and moderate income persons in Lewis and Mason counties. In previous years, the funding was used for Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties, but 2 years ago, Thurston reached the threshold where they are an entitlement county and no longer eligible for these funds.
Thank you. Any questions for staff on this issue? Hearing no questions, I will close the question and answer period and open the hearing for public comment on this grant. Danette, would you like your comments incorporated into the hearing?
Yes, please.
So be it. There is no public comment signed up, so we'll proceed. Are there any comments from the board? Then I will close the hearing. And are we passing the resolution today?
There's no resolution required. This is just a requirement for the Community Development Block Grant.
I figured as much that there would be another resolution forthcoming on this issue.
There will be, yes.
Yeah, okay.
One more. Thank you.
What a way to have to spend $100,000. It just pulled me away. Okay, the next hearing is a hearing to approve open space designations. It does contain a resolution. Lee, are you up for this? Oh, Diane?
Or both? You can sit over here if you like.
I can stand here. I'm good. Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. For the record, I'm Diane Dory, Lewis County Assessor. I'm here today to speak to Resolution 14-140 for the public hearing. On March 6, 2014, the Public Benefit Rating System met to discuss 6 applications for open space. And of those are open space, farm and agricultural, and open space. There were, of course, 6 applicants. 4 of them were given a 40% reduction off their highest and best use value. 1 was given a 50% reduction, and 1 was given an 80% reduction, and the 80% reduction was the open space. These parcels are given an opportunity to apply for various reasons. For conservation of land is the most common reason. For it can either be farmland or natural resource land. With that, I will entertain any questions.
Open the question and answer period for approval of open space designations. Is there anyone signed up?
Do you have any of the particulars on the Transalta piece?
The Transalta piece is part of the land that's being mitigated, and it will be kept in a natural state.
So that's going into what classification?
Open space.
And this is not part of the IPAT project?
No, it's not. It's separate from that.
That could create problems. Okay.
Is it part of their mitigation bank? Land
It
bank?
is. That's what it's for.
So they sell the credits for a couple of $100,000 an acre, and they get the tax break on that too?
Well, this is kind of a unique parcel because currently the Department of Revenue assesses all of Transalta as a state assessed utility. This is just giving it a designation, and that land value is distributed differently because it's based on one parcel when the state does it. If we're doing individual parcels, which if it ever ceases to become a state assessed utility, the county will take over the assessment of it again, then this would make a difference. At this point, it really doesn't because it's one parcel based upon several thousand acres.
So it's not going to make any difference, is what you're
Question.
saying.
At this point, no.
Any questions? And I'll close the question answer period and open the hearing. Diane, would you like your comments to be
We
incorporated?
have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is a question or a comment?
Questions.
Okay.
This is Ron Averill, Centralia area. Diane, I presume that these particular parcels are part of the committee that you have to prepare people for, or to approve open space applications and the like, or is that correct?
That is correct. These have gone through the Public Benefit Rating System Committee that was held on March 6, 2014. They made these recommendations. They went forward to the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission adopted them to bring forward for resolution today.
Okay. The next question I have is you have one that's conservation open space, that's the Transalta one?
Correct.
Are there any agriculture?
Yes. There are 5 of them that are farm and ag conservation.
Okay, and on the agricultural ones, is there a time limit on that? Is it I think at one time that we had it extending longer than we could, and we had to put a time limit on it.
Right. A year ago, Department of Revenue recommended that we could make it a 10-year period before they would have to return into normal commercial farming again.
And then one last question, again, as I used to when I was county commissioner. When you give a break to one person in an area, what happens?
As in any other exemption, and this is an exemption, when one person receives one, then other people in the area pay more to offset that. It is a tax shift.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Then I will close the question answer period and open the public comment portion of the hearing. Diane, would you like your comments incorporated into the hearing?
Yes, please.
There is no one signed up for comment. Are there any comments from the board? Are there any comments from the general public? Hearing no comments, I will close the comment period and the hearing and seek a resolution or motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the open space designation resolution number 14-140.
Second.
The motion made and seconded. Are there any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Seeing no further business on our agenda, I move that we adjourn.
Second that.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned.